One of my favorite stories from John D. Rockefeller was when somebody asked him, John, you have all the money in the world, you're the richest man alive, how much more money do you need? And he says, just a little bit more. And I think that's a perfect allegory for what a lot of people want right now, or what they think that they want. Right? They think that they want more scale. They think that they want more cash flow. They want more money in. They want more profits. They want a bigger business. They want a bigger office. They want, the corner office, all this. And at the end of the day, I think that we need to step back and we need to ask ourselves, do we really? Are you doing okay? Do you have enough scale right now? Do you have enough business? Are you hitting the profit levels that you want to be at? If so, why do you need more? And I don't want to get all high and mighty here. I don't want to get on my soapbox and tell you that you're doing it wrong, but I did this in my business. And unfortunately, it was almost the death of me. See, I grew the business from 0 to a healthy 6 figures, and I was doing great. I was hitting the marks I needed to go to, and then I got a mentor who took me to 7. And the business was consistently doing 7 figures. And at a certain point, I realized I was making a lot more money, but I wasn't spending time with my family. I had nothing else but work. I didn't really hang out with friends at all. I didn't have a good relationship really with anything of sort of a higher power type. And I wasn't really in a spot that I wanted to be at. And I think that that's what a lot of people miss when they're trying to scale the business that they're at right now is, do you need more? When it comes at the cost of you, and it comes at the cost of your mental, and it comes at the cost of your relationship with others, and the stuff that really matters, is it worth it? And that's a big question that I have to ask a lot of my clients when we hit a certain level. After they go through my initial program, they sit down and they're like, Joe, we need more. We need all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. And I'm not telling you my program is the end all be all. It's fantastic, blah, blah, blah. It's going to get you exactly where you want to go. You never have to go higher. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is the program gets them on track for 8 figures. And if they just continue to use the principles that I teach them in that program, then they'll get to where they want to go. But once they hit where they want to go, which most of them have, they don't stop. And they don't sit back and evaluate themselves. They're just looking at the business. And my whole goal in the program is to make it so that you don't have to take so much time out of your business or out of your day to focus on the business. And you can spend less time in the business and you can spend more time with your family and the things that actually matter. But a lot of people get so caught up in it that they don't end up wanting to exit. And they want to stay with the business and they want to continue to do the stuff inside the business and they don't want to do anything else but grow it. But what's the end goal for that growth? I mean, what is the end goal for adding all that to the business? What's the end goal for doing all of these other things and trying all these other formats? As a guy, I think that I and many other guys just like building stuff and creating new things. And that's why I keep adding more in my business and doing more and optimizing and all this stuff. And that's why I like doing it. But I had to get it to where I was hitting a certain level and then moving on and building something else up to that level and not letting that thing run on automation. And I couldn't build the business, and there are some people that can, but I'm not the type of person who wants to build the business so much that it affects my relationship with my family, with the people around me, and my friends in general. Right? I don't want that. I want to be able to enjoy my life as well as have a business that's reasonably successful. And there is that healthy balance. There is that, it's not one or the other, truthfully. And the people that say, oh, you got to hustle and you got to grind and all this, blah, 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 that's great for 0 to maybe mid 6 figures. But when you get to the point where you can pull out of the business and you're at 7 figures and you're on your way to 8 figures, you don't want to do all of that. You don't want that grind and you don't want that promotion. What you want is time. And so that's when you have to make that time buyback move and say, I'm making a bunch of money right now, but I have no time, so I've got to hire a team. I've got to have somebody manage this and do this and do this, and I have to automate this and make this more predictable by adding in this. And that's where the technology and hiring other people and all that comes in, and you buy back your time so that you can focus on the stuff that you really want to focus on. And if that thing doesn't actually please you, if that doesn't actually provide you the satisfaction that you thought as much as the business, then by all means, go back to the business. But make sure that more scale and more growth doesn't come at the cost of you, and doesn't come at the cost of your mental capacity to have a relationship with others and actually spend time with the people that you want to spend time with. You know, the business matters, but more isn't always the best. So again, I didn't want to get on my high horse here. I didn't want to make that feel like I was talking down to anybody or anything like that, but it's just something that I dealt with, and I don't want you to have to go through that either. And a lot of people right now, they just preach scale, and we'll grow your business, and we'll do all this for you and all that, and we'll add this and add that, and you'll get this. But the time buyback is huge, and it has done more for me mentally and personally than anything else that I've done for my business. And I don't want you to miss out on it. So I hope that helped.